Hello, and welcome to the 23rd edition of the Meyer Musics. Today is March 13th, 2016. In management, there will be no staff meeting this week. In the bulletin, it stated that we would have a Next Technologies Learning staff development for all staff, but Carol Jernberg informed me that the presentation that was going to be prepared by the district was not yet ready. So, in its place, I'd like to hold a building leadership team meeting in my office at 8 o'clock. Conferences, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for all of your efforts in informing families and making them feel good about what's happening at Olson. Please remember to document all of your conferences held on the Google Sheet that Lori sent to you. It's important that we can keep track of what our overall percentage was. Again, thank you for all of your efforts. Summer school registration is due March 21st. As you know, we have spring break next week, so we need to get all of your information out to them by the end of the week. Preferably get it all out earlier so that they can bring it back to us because they'll probably be confused on how to get it to them on the 21st. It's important that we do this. Please refer to the email I sent out on Friday. Once you have contacted all your families, please mark that on the sheets that I handed out to each person from the grade levels, and then hand those sheets into me in my mailbox. Thank you. I have a staffing meeting tomorrow or Monday, and once I get that, I'd like to sit down with some folks, especially our BLT, to inform them of how that went. There'll be more information to come. Also, the Apex Fun Run, the fundraiser that we're doing in the spring here, will begin on April 11th. Again, more information will be coming in this area as well. In instruction, I read a Utopia article, 5 highly effective teaching practices by Rebecca Elbin, and it was written on February 27th, 2015. Some of these practices you've heard about, but it's always good to remind each other because we get so busy. First one, teacher clarity. Make sure you have your purpose and the learning goals so students know what the purpose and the learning goals are for the lesson. Classroom discussion. The days of sitting at their desk working quietly are starting to go away. We want to have classroom discussion. I know it might be coming back with sitting at our desk with our Chromebooks, but it's very important to maintain this classroom discussion as it allows students the opportunity to learn from each other, and it allows teachers to observe students and how they're learning. Feedback. Individual feedback is important. Whole group on patterns of growth and areas of need. And it's timely. This is how we can make change when things are going awry for students, and it helps us get them back on track. And also, students provide teacher feedbacks. I've seen some of you do surveys, and I think it's very good to get student feedback because it helps us look ourselves in the mirror and see what we can make better. Sometimes we take the feedback with a grain of salt, but sometimes there's some really good points in there that make you reflect and think about. Formative assessment, frequently and routinely. Does not have to be a written one. It can be thumbs up, thumbs down. It can also be movement. So if you agree to this statement, please stand on this side of the room. If you disagree, stand on this side of the room. Get the kids moving. But formative assessment helps us as we go along and you can find out, and that's when you can provide feedback once you know where the students are at. And the fifth one, the metacognitive strategies. These are opportunities for students to plan and organize, monitor their own work, direct their own learning, and self-reflect. And when they do that, they start to take ownership of their learning. In the learning supports, there are multiple tier support system, or MTSS. We're going to complete a survey for OLI on Monday morning during ISST meeting. During this survey is basically, we'll get the results of it at the end of the year, and the survey will be an audit for OLI's systems, where also other schools are doing this, so we're going to get an audit for the district. And it's basically looking at our Tier 1, which is core, Tier 2, which is intervention, and then tier 3 is the heaviest intervention, like more like one-on-one with Jenny and Deborah. Tier 2 would be intervention that you do within your classroom, or maybe your larger group with Deborah or larger group with Jenny. But this is something that we're going to do as OLI and then as a district to help get our systems in place. Well, that's it for now. I look forward to another great week. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed your weekend.